All right. We're going to talk about work-life balance today. Wait. Dance party, go. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm embarrassed at this point.
So work-life balance.
Work-life balance because you practically live here all the time when you're not at home.
I mean, that's true.
But how do you strike the balance?
By creating every effort to make a balance. I like to be able to put my workspace where my family is, or bring my family to my workspace. So like here at the store, for instance, my back office is kind of set up like a living room where my wife can come and get her work done and hang out while I'm getting my work done. The other thing that it's very hard to do in the day and age of mobile phones is that be in the moment piece, where when I'm with my family, I'm with my family, and when I'm at work or doing work things, I'm working.
So what you're saying is the phone kind of makes it so that people cut into your hours even when you're not here.
Well, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Every time you get a notification ding on your phone, you instinctively go check it. And, at work it could be family stuff, and at home it could be work stuff.
That's true.
And then it's, that choice to respond or not respond. Sometimes it makes it easier too, so that way you can do both at the same time. But, it's not really fair to your family.
That's probably the biggest thing as far as like maintaining the balance, because as far as business goes, it's a human-to-human interaction, and I think most people forget that. So when you do have access to someone through their phones, through every social media account, it's hard to, you don't want to ignore your clients, and it's trying to strike the balance between, well, I have my personal time and my business time, so have you kind of defined that for yourself, or like, okay, this absolutely is a family moment?
I have defined it, much like you've done with the calendar of spreading out and, tracking those
hours,
those things that always seem to fit in those pieces throughout the day.
Yeah.
I need to get back onto that because through the holidays I've fallen off of that.
Oh yeah.
So now that it's a new year, new me, new you,
new everything.
I need to relook at those things and get that back on track.
Yeah. But it's that, like you said, it's just, you said you've actually figured out a way to say, like, how did you set that in your mind?
Well, with the calendar, it was holding myself accountable to my daily schedule. The other side of it that complicates things is, as a business owner of a growing business, I'm always technically working because I'm always looking for moments to promote my business.
Yep.
Not that I'm out there actually searching for it, but when those moments arise that fit into, my business structure, or people I talk to throughout the day, and all of a sudden we start a business conversation, it's instinctively, I always have to promote my business because I live and breathe my business.
You're right. Like, I feel like a jerk sometimes when I'm out and I'm just hanging out with friends, and then the conversation with some random stranger turns into business. And it's like, I'm not going to turn this down. I'm not going to blow off the fact that I'm making a connection here and this could mean something as far as my business goes. But I do feel like in the back of my mind, I should probably turn around and spend more time with my friends or with my family or whatever. And I'm trying to strike the balance where I'll take Ava to events like we did the Dasa event during the holidays and a couple of, I think, the B&I event. But that was just like a bunch of people hanging out at a house. Mm-hmm. And so there's that. So, I mean, it's just in, like, what do you call that? Like, you can't separate the two. Like, it's sort of an inseparable thing where at some point, and I imagine this to be the truth, Ava's just going to be there helping me out when she's old enough with like minor things on a set because it's fun. Mm-hmm. So even though people, I think most normal people look for a work-life balance where you're like, you clock in, you clock out, and then you're done.
Well, everybody, always talks about striving for that work-life balance, at least as millennials.
Yeah.
And on that note, I will be right back.
Yeah, because millennials. But it is a struggle, to be honest. Like, it's a challenge. And something that Zach mentioned was about the calendars. And I have my calendar. He actually posted it up on the wall back there as a reminder to me that I had created this calendar for myself. And I haven't been, to be honest, 100%, not even 90%, I would say not even 80% successful at really abiding by that schedule. It's been something, it's been a goal, but it's something that I've committed myself to actually abide by rather than something that someone imposed on me. And I think that is the more important piece, is that as long as it's something that I personally am invested in, that I actually created, I am more willing to actually look at it in times where I go, oh man, like I created this schedule, I should probably be following this because this is going to be good for my business and for everything else. Personally, I have business goals that I'd like to reach. There are some training goals I'd like to reach for myself because I lift competitively. I don't just work out. So in order to make those things happen, I have to really follow that schedule. But I haven't been 100% successful at that calendar, and it's been funny over this week. Like I want to say it's been up and down, but it's mostly been down. But I mean, at least it's
the
there.
The purpose of it wasn't
like a beacon.
To exactly follow it to a T.
To a T, yeah.
Like,
that'd
daily
be great.
activities definitely shift things a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was still something to hold you accountable to for when you really should have been on track with
it. And I was just saying while you were out that, it's something that I imposed on myself and I'm more willing to follow because it's not like someone's making me do it. And the other part of that is, in running a business, you have to get really effective and efficient at that because you'll start to cut into, when you have customers and you have to provide deliverables on a timely basis, and you decide to put it off, it gets really bad, and it starts to cut into your own time. And then Zach has never done this intentionally. There have been times where we have work that just gets backed up for whatever reason because there was a mistake, or we have to get new pieces, or we're missing pieces that were supposed to be delivered on that day, and things just get backed up. So as much as you want to follow the structure, you have to kind of give yourself room to think, I might have to stay well beyond business hours to actually get the rest of this order done, just because that's the right thing to do. When the customer handed me the contract, which is money, that the agreement is payment in return for product, and there's the expectation that you have to deliver on a certain time. And that can be tricky because there have been times where you've been like, hey, I can't go home because I got to stay at the office and work on some stuff.
Like tonight?
Yeah. And it's Friday.
For those of you who don't know, my wife works around the corner, and I went and picked her up, and she was in the back of the store, and she had to run and go pick up her daughter. And so I just ran back to go say goodbye, work-life balance. And she already had left because she didn't want to interrupt what we were doing here with the video. Again, work-life balance.
Yeah. But it's a process.
But the real thing behind that is I've already established that I will be most likely working a little late tonight because there's a lot in paper that I need to get caught up on.
Yeah. So that being the case, just to wrap this up, because we can go around circles around this. Circles!
I like circles. Circles are fun. Are you dizzy yet?
No. Hummingbird.
How long
With
has
that-
that been there?
I don't know. With that, how do we wrap this up? So what we... Inside joke. Inside joke. How do we wrap this up? So I guess you could say, as far as work-life balance goes, you define that. When you go into business, you define that. It's not going to be the same as when you clocked into a job and then clocked out. Because no one defines that for anyone but yourself, given the responsibilities of what you're actually doing. So in this case, like if you were just a t-shirt screen printing business, you're not just going to be managing the screen printing part. You're going to have to manage the finances, what else? All the management that's involved in actually having a location. All of those things are kind of going to take time away from you actually just doing the thing that you enjoy.
Well, and these are the things that support our families too. You know, so
you have to manage those things.
And even more so, back to our relationship conversation, having those relationships that understand the balances and priorities.
Yeah, and that could be a difficult conversation. So you have to lay down that expectation in your mind, and you have to lay down that expectation in the people around you, so that it's a good balance and it works for everybody. Like tomorrow I have a photo shoot at 7, so I'm probably going to be up at 4 in the morning to go to Walmart and grab some supplies for it, and that's just going to be how it is. The other part of it is, once you've accepted the expectations of what your job probably entails, you have to define what you're willing to deal with. So if you're not willing to work till a certain hour, you probably have to like really power through your day to make sure that there are no interruptions whatsoever. Which means, again, you have to have those relationships.
And with that plan, when we were discussing my business plan for the business, one of the first questions that was asked of me was, how much time are you willing to put into your business on a daily basis? And I took that to heart. I factored in how much sleep I want to get with 6 to 8 hours.
Mm-hmm. I did the same.
That's just what's healthy.
Yeah.
And then how much downtime I would like to have during the day to just relax and be with my family. And then what remained was an idea of how much time I had available for work.
Yep. So now that you've embraced the expectation, sort of laid out how you want your schedule to look, you're going to have to keep yourself accountable. And it'll happen in one of two ways. You'll either be really good at just keeping yourself accountable, or very slowly the schedule and all the interruptions that you allow to sort of come in is going to start to really push you in making sure that you stay accountable to that schedule, because whether it's getting deliverables out on time, or now you're losing sleep because you're ending up having to put in more hours and times that you shouldn't be working because you decided to waste time doing something else when you should have been working. I've been guilty of this. You're going to get shoved into being accountable to the schedule that you've laid out for yourself. And hopefully you have people around you that understand, again, that that's just going to be the expectation for the business that you've got. Other than that, other than those 3 points, do you have anything else to deliver?
Keep on rocking.
Keep on rocking in the free world. Well, that was a nice and quick one. We just wanted to get this all down because there's always little bits and pieces, and we're constantly growing, and it's something that you'll realize in whatever it is that you do. As always, make sure that you hit the thumbs up or the like button if you like this video and you found this valuable. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, questions, comments that you'd like to share, go ahead and drop those in the comments. And go ahead and either subscribe to this video or subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube, or like the Facebook page if you're on Facebook. And make sure that you hit the notification bell on YouTube so that you can stay up to date for when videos like this come out. And we try to do it every single week.
All those annoying emails, you can go into your settings and say how you would rather have those notifications sent to you. Yep, absolutely. Just a little tidbit for those people who hate jamming up their inbox.
Notifications kind of suck.
Yeah.
Other than that, we try to do this every week. and try to provide some valuable content for if you're in this particular industry or even in other industries and you're just building your business. As always, this has been
Zach, say it with Stitches Company Outfitters.
and Mark with Echelon Media. Check out my stuff as well. Mostly the focus is on this, but thank you as always, and we'll see you. Goodbye. He's dancing! He's dancing.